Welcome to Burn the Silence. This is the place where the silence ends and power begins, where your truth is sacred, where healing sounds like remembering, and where your aha moments aren't just insights, they're soul activations. I don't speak to perform, I speak to awaken. And if you're here, then you're ready to remember. Welcome back to Burn the Silence. Today, we are dipping into a topic that I don't find talked about enough. So let's jump in here. You were never meant to force yourself into a linear life. You were meant to flow, to spiral, to expand, contract, and become. Time is not just ticking. It is breathing with you. And today, we're burning the false clock. So let's name it. Most of us have been taught that time is something we have to chase, outrun, or control. We were taught to manage our time, to fit into calendars, clocks, deadlines, and 24-hour expectations of production and performance. Well, we've been built around the 9-to-5 grind, monthly metrics, and the fear that if I don't do it now, I'll fall behind. But here's the truth that lives underneath all of that panic. Linear time is an invention. Lunar time is a remembrance. Linear time is a tool of survival. Lunar time is a rhythm of your being. So when does this become relevant? Right when you start feeling like you're burnt out but can't stop. You're off track but have no idea what the track even is anymore. You're spiraling in self-doubt because the pace of your life feels like it's dragging you by the throat. This is when most people try to fix themselves. More productivity hacks, more morning routine, more shame about not keeping up. But what if you're not off track? What if you're off cycle? What if your body is trying to speak in a different time code? This is what lunar rhythm reveals. That your worth is not defined by your output. That your inspiration has seasons. And that your power actually lives in cycles, not schedules. This is personal, because if you've been living your life on someone else's clock, someone else's expectations, timelines, and shoulds, then of course your nervous system is screaming out for a reset. The more I've worked with lunar time, the more I've noticed that the moment I stopped chasing that false urgency, my creativity has returned, my energy recalibrated, and I haven't been drinking coffee for 2 months now. I've completely quit all caffeine intake. And I feel more alive now than when I was trying to force myself into a schedule and drinking all the caffeine in order to stay awake. But I've also noticed that my income flowed way more freely because I was in flow. Lunar time teaches us to stop and listen, not perform, to receive, not rush, and to spiral inward before rising outward. And when you live this way, your nervous system can finally exhale because you're not behind, you're cycling, you're remembering, and you're becoming the you designed yourself to be, not what everyone else told you you were. I want to slow it down for just a moment and invite you to close your eyes if you're in a safe space. And take a breath and ask yourself, where have I been forcing myself into a pace that doesn't belong to me? What would it feel like to trust my own timing? And what might my body say if I lived by the moon instead of the clock? If you feel something stirring inside you, if you felt that pull to stop performing time and start living it, then your next step is very simple. I invite you to download your free soul map. It is a personality profile, a mirror, a reclamation tool, a way to decode your unique rhythm and remember how you were always meant to move. Because the truth is, you were never too much, too slow, and you were never behind. You were just out of sync with your soul's original rhythm. So let's bring you back. Time was never linear. It is always lunar. So spiral back into yourself. The moon will guide you home.